Head of the NBA bans Donald Sterling for life and fines him $2.5 million. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show with your host Shikama. So, allegedly, the head of the NBA has banned Donald Sterling for life from the NBA family and has fined him $2.5 million for allegedly making racist comments in a publicized phone conversation or conversation he was having with a woman that he is allegedly dating. For those who actually don't know the real story is that Donald Sterling is paying a woman to have sex with him. As a part of that, she is welcome to come and go as she pleases. He also indicated in a private conversation in his home that she is free to have sex with whomever she also pleases, just so she doesn't flaunt those people around him nor bring them to his seats at the basketball games. Now, I've heard so many women comment about this, but they completely erase the woman out of the picture. The real point of the conversation was she was egging him on. Now, listening to her, I don't believe that she's smart enough to have done this and come up with this all by herself. There is a conspiracy to get Donald Sterling out of the NBA league. So that is it. This is a whore, a slut, a prostitute that he hired, admittedly so, and tells her that, of course, because she is a prostitute, that she is at liberty to have sex with whomever she pleases, just so long as she doesn't post it on Instagram, just so long as she doesn't flaunt it with him. Now, in particular, Donald Sterling owns the Clippers. She posted a picture of her and Magic Johnson, a rival team, of her and him and her on her Instagram. And everybody's talking about, he's evil and what have you. Well, let's take race out of just for 1 second. This slut posted a picture of her with Magic Johnson. He owns the Clippers. Donald Sterling owns the Clippers. She posted a picture of her and Magic Johnson. I want that to just marinate just for a second. Are you? If you know anything about basketball, I just want you to let that marinate just for a second. Who is wrong in this conversation? And if you listen to the conversation, she eggs him on and eggs him on and eggs him on. And at first he says, no, I have no problem with black people. They can do whatever the hell they want. I just don't want you to be posting pictures of them on your Instagram and bringing them to the games with me. And he said that at least 20 different times. He said, I don't have any problems with black people. Now, everybody says, he said black people are the enemy. Magic Johnson is his enemy. He is. He owns the Clippers. Magic Johnson is his enemy. How is that? Is that shocking to you? Is that amazing to you? Another thing is everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, he said these nasty things. Who are you defending? We're talking about millionaires here. A billionaire versus millionaires. Who are you defending? Now, the head of the NBA, who's only been at the helm for 2 months, mind you, is making this snap decision. It takes somebody like Mark Cuban to come out of the left wing and say, whoa. Sure, he said something nasty, bad, abhorrent, I hate it, blah, blah, it's terrible. But this guy was having a private conversation, nowhere near a basketball court, nowhere near public, in his own home. And number 2, you, Mr. Silver, cannot kick an owner out of the NBA just for saying some stuff. Why? Because they have an owner's constitution. So everybody's jumping for joy. Oh, ding dong, the witch is dead. They have a constitution. The only way you can kick an owner out of the NBA is if he is betting on the teams in the NBA. That's the only way that he can be kicked out. Anything else, he cannot be kicked out. And Mark Cuban said something else. This is a very slippery slope if this goes through. Because literally, you are saying that you can kick somebody out for being a jerk. For being a jerk. That's my baby voice. For being a jerk, he said bad things. He should be kicked out of the NBA. Grow up. Now, the real reason that they're trying to kick Mr. Sterling out of the NBA is that sponsors are pulling their money. That's what's happening. For all of you fools out there, white and black, who think that the NBA is anti-racist or defending people's rights and civil rights and what have you, that's not what's going on. The sponsors are pulling their dollars and advertisement dollars out of the Clippers franchise. The advertisement dollars don't go to the Clippers, and I said this in my very last video talking about Larry Johnson. The advertisement dollars don't go to the Clippers. The advertisement dollars goes directly to the NBA. The players don't see no parts of that. The owners, I don't think, see any parts of that either. The advertisement dollars go directly to the NBA. When they start pulling their sponsorship, that's when the NBA steps in and says, whoa, we got to do something. You see, for several days or what have you, and forever, supposedly this guy's been a bigot, which is the appropriate word, forever. He hasn't been racist. A racist doesn't pay black people. Get that out of your head. Make a mental note. If he pays me, he's not a racist. He might be a bigot, but he's not a racist. If he shakes my hand, he's not a racist. If he hugs me, he's not a racist. If he hires me, he's not a racist. Might be a bigot, but not a racist. Supposedly, this guy has been a bigot for years, and he's make off the mark, off color remarks for years. Years. He's been in the NBA longer than anybody else. Chew on that for a second. Chew on that for a second. And check this out. The Clippers were a losing franchise until Donald Sterling stepped on the scene and took over the team. How about them apples? They weren't a contender for anything until Donald Sterling stepped into the shoes of ownership. He's been supposedly a bigot for years and said off-color stuff for years. It wasn't until now when the advertisers said they're going to pull, and we have no evidence of that, said they're going to pull their advertising dollars, that the NBA actually stepped in. Now, where's the fine come from? I don't understand that one. On what basis are they fining him? He did nothing inside of the NBA, nothing directly affecting the NBA. He did none of that. He wasn't in a court. How are they fining him? On what basis? I don't believe they can fine him nor kick him out. And then thirdly, Mr. Silver is suggesting that if the Clippers organization doesn't force him to sell the team, that the NBA will step in and force a sale themselves. There is something going on here, conspiratorial here. And it keeps growing and growing and growing. Now, I said this is a distraction. Now, this distraction is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. Mark Cuban seems to be about the only owner that has his head screwed on correctly. Because let's look down the line. Let's all grab our crystal balls and put our hand on it. What could happen in the future if a NBA head just didn't like an owner. He could then say, well, we've already done it once. He could kick him out, fine him, ban him for life, and force him to sell his team. That's what could happen. Just because he just doesn't like the way he smells, or his hair dye, or what he's wearing. These are words. And Mark Cuban said the same thing. These are just words. They're horrible words, they're awful words, they're considered evil words, but they're just words. Donald Sterling hasn't done anything to anybody. He has paid on the dotted line each and every time a paycheck comes up. He hasn't done anything to anybody. Now, I don't think the slut has any money. He could so the real revenge of who people should really be talking about is the slut. But I don't think she has any money. I don't think he can sue her and get anything. What does she have? She has what he gave her. She has nothing. For all of you people, all of you fans who watch basketball, why don't you stop watching basketball? If you're so affected by this, why don't you stop watching basketball? Stop going to the games. If you're so affected by this, stop it. And then turn on some real news from the alternative media. When Fox News gets behind this too, you know that this is mainstream. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show.